Hey angels, I hope you're well. This is for my Aquarius Sun, Moon, and Risings. So we're just going to have a look at kind of what the current energy is and what you're moving into. Um, so I did get two songs. The first one is Please Forgive Me by David Gray, I believe. It's like an early 2000s song, and it's kind of about like what the title says, Please Forgive Me. And then we have Attention Politician by Kilo Quiche. I might be mispronouncing her name. But one is like a song asking for forgiveness. The other one is basically saying, Did you give a fuck about me? I think that's like the line I keep hearing is, or do you think about me? Um, so I do feel like there is somebody that knows that they fucked up in your life. This doesn't have to be romantic. I know for tarot talk a lot of times it's romantic readings, but take this in a context that fits for you. And also know that not every single reading is for you, so don't make it fit. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't for someone else. But as we look into this, it could be romantic or it might not be romantic, okay? So just let it apply how it may to you. Also, if you haven't seen me before, my name is Katie. I'm from An Angelhood Readings. I will never DM you first. If you would like to book a reading with me, you can only do so at my website, anangelhoodreadings.com. But let's get into it. I also want to say I got something about like Victoria's Secret, like specifically being like a Victoria's Secret angel, growing up like shopping at Pink. Um, Maybe being fascinated by like the Victoria's Secret runway shows when you were younger. And it doesn't matter like what you identify as, because you could like them for more reason than one, right? um, and then also something about Juicy Couture or just like tracksuit eras. I keep getting a lot of like really nostalgic like early 2000s things. But let's see, what can I see about this situation where someone is feeling like they know they're in the wrong? So we have the moon in the Eight of Pentacles. I want to say that this, something about Pisces or Pisces season is significant here. Okay, so that is like, I want to say February 21st through, it's like mid-March. So something during that time could be significant, or this person could be a Pisces. But it looks like they really failed you in a way that did not seem like a big deal to them at the time. I think that, you know, of course I'm on your side, Aquarius, but they were so overwhelmed or busy in their own life with their own stuff going on that this just seemed like a minor misstep to them, whereas this was actually a really big event for you. Whether it's that they just didn't show up for something, or I'm getting, there's almost something about they were supposed to like help you move or something with like house, because I'm getting blueprints from this. And obviously with the Eight of Pentacles, it's something that does require work or heavy lifting, if you will, in a figurative sense. It's just something that they promised that they would help with, or be there to carry you through in some way. For some of you, you needed someone to be there with you during surgery, or be present for you around that time, and they were not. Like, I'm getting, these are basically like big life event things that this person thought you would understand, but they didn't even really explain themselves during that time. Yeah, we have the Hermit. So this has definitely caused you to withdraw from them. And it may have been that you just like literally pulled back, like you may not have even confronted them about it. Because it's like you felt like it wasn't worth it, even though like this was definitely a significant thing, but you were almost kind of like, well, if they didn't even recognize what they did here, then there's like no point in talking to them about it, because this should be so blatantly obvious that this was a big deal. 444 in the timer. But it's like now that this time has passed, and it hasn't been an egregious amount of time, but it's also been too long for them to have not said anything. It's like they finally get it. and they're finally wanting to own up to this in some kind of way. I think that you are holding on to a lot of anger and deserved anger. So we had the Ace of Cups, which kind of fell out reverse. Yeah, I mean, I think that this was, and again, even if it's not romantic, there's a component of love there, right? Whether that's family, friend, or romantic partner, there's love there. And you felt like you weren't being shown that you were shown that you were disregarded, if anything. Seven of Swords, yeah. And I do heavily get that this person was, more so than being bad, they were being selfish. And those selfish tendencies, you know, led to this conflict. I don't want to call it a misunderstanding because they didn't show up for you. It wasn't just a misunderstanding. But I do feel like your viewpoint of it might, your lens of it may be coming across a little bit more malicious than it was ever intended to be. Sorry, Mia's trying to get comfy. We have the Ten of Swords with the Ten of Pentacles reversed. To you, this feels like the ending of what y'all have built, essentially, in whatever kind of relationship this is. You feel heavily betrayed and like you can't trust them to be there for you again. And I feel like this is coming after, I feel like there had been little instances of this, but then it was finally like, you can't, after this like big incident, that was like the final nail in the coffin for you. And now you don't really know how to move forward. You want the apology that you deserve, but you're not really willing to work for it anymore, and I understand that. So I guess I just want to see what this person is planning on doing. We have the Ten of Cups and the Four of Wands. So I do feel like they are going to try and restore a sense of balance and harmony to the relationship. But it's kind of interesting in a way where I don't think that they're just going to, like, Queen of Cups. They're not going to outright... We have the Fool on the bottom, and I know this isn't what the Fool means, but I'm kind of taking it literally. They're going to look kind of stupid at first. Because it's like they're kind of beating around the bush. They're afraid to address the elephant in the room, but they're going to try and show you with their actions more so at first. But you just want to talk it out, okay? You're an air sign, okay? Swords, you want to talk it out. You would actually prefer something more direct and blunt than having that. But if you're open to this connection being repaired, I do feel like there's room to do so. And I do feel like this person, while they have room to grow, they're kind of in the process of doing that right now. This is also a lesson for them. And you kind of get to decide how that plays out for them, whether or not you accept them back into your inner circle, if you will. I do not care or judge what you do, you know, but the option is there if you so wish to take it. But anyways, I love you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you later.